friends in here real quick. Let me fix this grid. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey,
See, let's switch this up a little. Oh, I like that one. Um, hmm, Let's see.
not it doing us dirty.
Hey, hey, what's up, Kia? Welcome,
Hey,
welcome.
everybody. How's it going?
I know some folks are just getting in, so welcome, welcome. I'm playing around with these functions.
We've been a little bit out of the game. We used to be telling other people how to do it. Now we're like, what button do I push?
Right. I'm like,
Hey, Tony. How you doing?
right.
Hi, Connie. How are you? Hi, Lucretia. How's everybody doing tonight? What's up, everybody?
Let's see. Does this look better? No. This gets better and better. I'm not gonna stop, guys.
Every time you do this, I'm like, oh, hey, Haley, how are you, love?
Okay, well, this is better.
We're closer.
We're getting closer, guys. Welcome. Happy Sunday. How's everyone doing?
What's
How's your
up, everybody?
mom?
Hey, how y'all doing? How's your mom and them?
I probably don't mind me.
The waiting table is in the building.
Okay.
So, if you guys don't know, tonight our guests are the waiting table. We're so excited to have them join us. We are so excited. We will bring them up here in just a little bit. But,
Yes.
y'all, it's going to be great.
Yes, ma'am. I know.
Thank you, Haley. Hey, Murph. Hey, Shay. If you
We're
guys don't know, the waiting table is a wonderful trio, and so they'll be joining us here shortly. Hey, Jenna, how are you doing?
Hey, Jenna. Hey, Strawberry. Welcome, welcome.
Hey, Strawberry.
If y'all can help us send these invites, that would be fantastic. I'm going to send a few more and then we'll bring up our guest. Happy Sunday. If you haven't put your city in the chat, we want to know where you at. Throw them cities in the chat. If you are outside of the US of A, go ahead and put your country in the chat. We want to know where you at. So if you can do that, that'd be fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you, bro. If you guys haven't heard,
Toronto,
Bariatric Bro,
Japan.
Rissa Recharged, and JoJo from Bariatric Hair and Skincare are the new CEOs of Bariatric
Okay,
Society.
hold on a
I
second.
am mind blown. Did not see that coming, and I'm so excited about it. And if you guys don't know, Very Intentional does plan on being at the Bariatric Society next year.
Yes. So
Extra,
we
extra, read all about it. We're
absolutely,
here for it.
absolutely. So San Diego, I need y'all to get it together because the Very Intentional will be there, and I cannot wait to meet a lot of y'all. I feel like I know you guys already, but the in person is a different vibe. So I'm super duper excited to get to meet everyone in person because why not, right? And then, by then I can partake in libations. I'm just saying, just putting that out there.
We promise to not take it too very after dark, though. We're going to be very intentional, not very after dark intentional.
Kind of.
Maybe
But
a little
welcome.
bit.
So you guys, are you guys ready for our guest? Are you guys ready for our
Are you
guest?
guys
Let
ready?
me know in the chat if you're ready,
Hey,
because
Dr. D, how are
welcome,
you?
welcome, welcome.
They said all the berry after dark. The waiting table is here for. Oh, listen, we need to have a special berry after dark. I know we're doing this now, but that's gonna have to be in the works because
Okay, that
we
part.
love a good berry after dark.
Y'all know I love it after dark. I like to talk my, you know what? Y'all caught a glimpse of it, but we gonna figure it out. Okay.
I did it
So
on a Thursday on accident, so
but without further ado, guys, I want to go ahead and bring up our guests. You guys already know we've been putting it all in the atmosphere. So you guys know the waiting table is in the building. Let's go ahead and bring them up. Shay, welcome. Rob, welcome. Murph, welcome. Let me see. I thought I saw Murph in here.
Hello.
Hello, hello,
Hi
hello.
guys.
Hi,
How
how's it
are
going?
you?
Whoa, I got a video. You did it.
This is the
Thank
first
you.
time. I hope you guys
Yay!
aren't disappointed.
You
Man,
No.
can't look at this. You can't be
we
disappointed
made
with this.
a
I
thousand. I just want to say the community rounds up and they do it every single time.
love it. All we had to say was thighs, and everyone jumped on it.
That's
They were like,
it.
thighs? Let's get them to 1,000.
Thighs
That's
or
it,
Oh,
lives?
Rob,
exactly.
Did you say
Rob, show the people what
thighs
they
or
want.
lives? I think my AirPods went out. Were we talking about thighs or lives?
Thighs
I heard
save lives. That's what we
They
that
thought.
sure
part.
do. I
Hmm
like it. I like it.
Welcome, guys. We're so excited to have
Welcome
you here.
in. Yes.
Thank you for having us.
Of course, of course. So, you
Yes.
guys, I know a lot of folks in the chat are super excited for you guys being here. We're super excited for you guys being here. But how are you guys feeling on this Sunday? Are we feeling good? Are we feeling good vibes, good energy? How y'all feeling?
We always
Always,
like to throw
always
Murph
feeling
into
good.
these questions first. We always like to ask
Okay,
Murph how
Murph,
he's doing
we're
first.
gonna lead with you, friend.
I'm
Deep
doing
breaths.
good.
Deep
I'm
breaths.
doing
Deep breaths.
You can
it's
even
always
twist
funny.
your mustache if need
Yeah,
be.
I'll
Like,
twist it. Yeah, I'll
we'll,
twist it up.
yeah, there you go.
Doing really, really good. Really excited to be here. Thank you guys for having us. We've been talking about this for a minute, and I can't believe we're actually finally here. And thank you for helping us get Rob's face on here. And
Yeah.
yeah, we appreciate you guys.
How can we
We're
not get
so
that face on?
excited. Yeah, we're so excited. It's so amazing to have such a great trio to join us tonight. We've been super excited to have you guys here and chat with you guys and get to know a little bit more about you guys and not only your individual journey, but also your journey as a trio, which is super cool, right? When you become a duo or a trio, sometimes you kind of get lumped in. So while we want to focus on you guys as a trio, we also want to know about you guys as individuals because we all still have our own things going on, right? So it's so great to have you guys join us and be here with us. We're so excited to talk to you guys tonight.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome.
Well,
Thank
we're so
you.
excited. I know it feels kind of weird being on the other side because we're so used to we were texting beforehand and Rob's like, do I have to have anything prepped? Like, are we just chatting? Like, no, we get to just show up and we're used to asking questions. So it feels weird sometimes being on the other side.
She's the bariatric Oprah, okay? Like,
Yes, I love that.
Awesome.
Yes. How
That's
about
good.
yourself,
I'm Jerry
Rob? How you
Springer, so it's all
feeling?
good.
okay.
Saw
Jerry,
water check in
Jerry.
That's
there.
it. I saw
I'm
water
just like
checks. I got
here
a
for a
drink.
good time. I'm like, hey.
That part. So I guess we can start with the lady on this side here, my dear Shay. You are such a rock star. How did we get here? Like, how did you become so fabulous? Like, was this like an overnight thing? Like, what got you into this whole bariatric journey? Can you tell us a
Oh
little bit
man.
about your story?
Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you. That means a lot to me because getting into this space. Why are you laughing at me,
I'm just
Rob?
we don't really big her up as much as you guys did, so she's loving this right
I
now. She's like,
know
"Oh my
they're always
God!"
so
Right?
Oh,
supportive, and
tell your
I love
story, Shay.
having the
We're
ladies
just
around here.
saying if we need to come in and hype you up, we'll do that.
Yeah, I
I love
Anytime.
think
it. I
that
love
we're
it.
gonna have to do more of that. You boys have to be careful. You can't be as mean to me tonight because I
All
have the
right.
ladies on my
They're
side.
We
All
outnumbered,
will
right.
Shay.
we
All
will
right.
gang up
Outnumbered.
on you.
Oh,
We're all
Yes.
on the top up here. See, like, do you see
Uh-huh.
the
yes.
algorithm knew how it had to be?
How it had. I love it. I love it.
Love it.
Um, but yeah, with bariatric surgery, I know other people I've talked to, you might be able to relate to this, but it was something I never wanted to do. Like, I never wanted to have bariatric surgery. I never wanted to have excess weight or have a need for bariatric surgery. And like many of us in the community, it was so frustrating, being told by doctors, just eat less, lose weight. My background is in psychology, and so it's not like I wasn't educated on what I thought I needed to do. I wasn't just a lazy, person or somebody who wasn't trying. And really, I think what kind of sped me into the journey was me and my husband had been trying to conceive for several years and it just wasn't happening for us. And so my mother-in-law actually had the vertical sleeve gastrectomy and she started talking with me about it, just asking like, hey, is this something you've considered or thought about? And I was like, not ready at the time. But then after looking into research, especially more of the fertility research of just outcomes for pregnancy and baby outcomes from people who have had bariatric surgery, I'm like, this is something I actually want to look at. And then from there, I learned, how obesity is a disease and it's not like a moral issue where I'm not doing anything wrong. I just had a lot of things stacked against me. And that's when I really made the decision of like, I'm ready. And like when I made the decision, I could have had the surgery like that same day. Like I was so sure this is what I wanted to do. So had the surgery. And then a couple months after that, just really wanted to share my journey. And so I started a YouTube channel sharing my journey more because when I was looking into bariatric surgery, I wasn't on TikTok and I didn't like have any other resources of like younger people who had gotten the surgery. So I was only 27 when I had my surgery. And so I was hoping to find, other 27-year-olds or early 20-year-olds who had had the surgery. And I just wasn't finding that. So I was like, well, maybe I can be somebody who shares my story and shares, what my outcomes have been to inspire other people. And that's eventually what led me to finding these guys. And just like, it's been a crazy experience ever since. So that's just a little bit about me and my story.
I love that.
The best
Yeah.
What
part
you
is you
got?
were just like, I was looking for some young people to sort of relate to, and then you found us.
I
And it
know.
was
And
like,
I got the total
eh.
So
opposite.
hold
Then I
on.
got
Did
like
you
these
you
two
were
old
looking for
guys.
young people and then you got two old men? Why
You
is
I
got
don't
these
that
two
know.
old
relatable?
guys. Like, what
I don't
happened?
know how
That's
that
so
worked out, but here we
relatable.
are.
Oh, she's
Look,
like, I was looking for young women and then ew men.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
it,
But here
right?
we
That's
are.
pretty much how it happened.
Sheesh.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
the
But
universe
I
knows
am
no,
what the
that's
not. Because
universe
great.
wants.
You know what? You don't look a gift horse in the mouth. You just accept what it gives you. It might be
that's
cold, but
it.
baby, it's a gift, okay?
Well,
Love
just
it.
like I didn't want bariatric surgery, I was looking for younger people, but I got these two guys instead, and other younger people too. But they're
Absolutely.
they're
Well,
pretty
and I
awesome.
love that you mentioned like obesity is a disease. And I think that people think that's like a new concept. Obesity's been a disease since 2004.
Yeah. Well, I mean forever, but like,
Well,
yeah, it's
forever, but like classified,
yeah.
Yeah.
officially on paper, recognized since 2004. So the fact that we're still having to battle that is like wild to me. And a lot of people know I'm a big proprietor of like talking about the fact that, obesity, and especially weight loss and all of those things, it's so understudied in the medical profession. So many
Mhm.
people know so little about it. And so we're really kind of fighting a losing battle in some ways because nobody really studies it. Nobody really talks about it. And so these doctors are not learning what they need to help people. How is obesity your one of your number one diseases, but it's also the least studied?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That
Yeah.
part.
Least understood,
Make
for
it make
sure.
Yep.
sense. Absolutely. We don't understand it, and we're fighting as people who are trying to fight for our health and get to a place where we're not, nobody's like, yes, I want to be 58 BMI.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That was my goal. Maybe
Right.
there's a couple people, but for the most part, none of us want to be unhealthy. None of us want to be fighting heart disease and diabetes and all of these
Yeah.
things, right? Like nobody's like, yes, I want life-threatening illnesses. That was
Right.
Yeah.
what I was looking for. We want to be healthy and we want to live our best lives and we want to be fulfilled in our lives. So the fact that there's this disconnect is so prevalent, but like, how do we fill in that gap? So I love that you mentioned that. I always love to bring up obesity has been a recognized, and I like the clarification too, a recognized disease since 2004, but it's been there all along. So
Right.
this is not new. We're in 2023. We're almost 20 years out. Are we going to catch up, guys?
Yeah,
That part.
exactly.
That part. Rob, welcome. Did you want to share your story with us, if you will?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So first off, thank you very much for having us on. Thank you everyone for really standing by us and supporting us. Look, you can see my face. You can see
So
all of
freaking
our
cool.
faces.
We didn't
No,
Love
it
think
was
we'd be
pretty
it.
able to
awesome.
do it.
Like seriously, I was
Yeah.
just like, guys, we have X amount of hours. We need X amount of followers. I was just like, I'm just gonna be a voice on this, which is whatever. Like I'll do it, but we want to be complete with this, and everyone stepped up. It was friggin' amazing. You guys are
Unacceptable. We
awesome.
have to have your face on here. Come
Yeah,
on.
we were like, oh, we'll just put a picture of thighs, and then if we can't have my face, we'll just have thighs. But
Thighs. Okay,
no,
we're still
oh
on
yeah, for
thighs.
sure. Always,
I
we never get
mean, they
off
can still
thighs.
make an
Always on
appearance. We're
thighs.
not
That's what
mad.
They
I'm
always
saying. Give the
will.
people what they want, bro. That's why they
That's
did it.
it. Remember, we said after dark, right? So if we are,
Okay.
that's what we're doing. So everyone, hi, hello everyone. My name is Rob. I am one third of the waiting table, the best looking portion of the waiting table. I'm just kidding, guys. Sorry, it's Murph. Um, yeah, so I had bariatric surgery 3 years ago. Pretty much it all came down to my kids. So I have two kids, two
Okay.
amazing kids, and I always say that over the past, at that point, 6 years, I had been a present but absentee father because I was there physically, but I couldn't do anything. I couldn't get up to them. I couldn't. The worst was like my kids riding their bike and learning how to ride their bike, and me sort of cheering them on from a chair as someone else helps them go through this, right? And so that was really the big impetus for me to make these changes. Um, I've been heavy for the past like 10-ish years. Once you turn into an adult and you're like, okay, now I got to prioritize certain things. And um, it just got worse and worse. I have 4 herniated discs. Um, I was on 15 different medications. I had high blood pressure. I had atrial flutter, hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, pre-diabetes. It's a long ass list. And so, yeah, there was just a lot of things going on. And, like Murph, and this is one reason why Murph and I connected so well, is there's so many things that are similar between us. Like all these different comorbidities and challenges, we both connected because we both faced those things. I slept for 6 months in a chair because my back was so bad. Murph had to sleep for longer than that. Uh, Mid 30s, we were both walking with canes or in a wheelchair. I couldn't walk down the street. And the big change actually happened when I had to go on long term disability and I couldn't make money for my family. So not only was I sort of sitting there watching my kids grow up and watching other people raise my kids, but now I couldn't provide for them either. And it was sort of like, I need to make a change. And fortunately, during that time, my mom also passed. And both my parents at this point had passed. They were early and mid 60s. And I did some napkin math and I wrote down sort of their age and my age. And, when they were my age, when they were as old as I was, they didn't have all these challenges with health, right? They weren't as big as me. They didn't have high blood pressure. They didn't have all these different things. And if there's a correlation, in which we know there is, then by the time I was 60, I'd be dead. So I did some math. I'm like, I could probably live maybe another 15 years if I'm going the way I am. And now when I look back at it and I look at videos and pictures of me struggling to move and do everything and all the bad things going on, I think I had maybe 5 years. Maybe. Um, and so, you look at your kids. My kids at this point are 9 and 6. At what age do they stop wanting to hang out with you? Like 12, 13, 14, right? And so I was just like, I have maybe a few more years to spend time with my kids before, for me, the progression was, you know, you go do your own thing and you have fun, you do all that stuff, and then you come back to your parents later on when you can appreciate them. They're not going to be able to come back to me because I'm going to be dead. And so that was the big thing for me. And so made this change. And the big thing for me was always mindset, right? Physically, you could do whatever you want, but it's what you have in here, and it's the drive that you have, and the way that your perspective is, and the way you look at life, that's going to dictate everything. And it really helped propel me through everything. my wife and I have had conversations. She's just like, you've never complained once through this whole process about dieting, about what you're eating, about all the training you're doing. Why? And I'm like, because I knew it was going to happen. I knew I would be where I am right now. I knew I was going to achieve everything I wanted to because I believed I could do that. I just needed that push, and bariatric surgery provided that. And so, super grateful. I am the type of person who will throw myself at anything just to try at this point because I encourage my kids to do that. So,
I love
uh,
that. You got to set the
yeah,
example though, right?
that's
Like,
it. 100%.
because, and I even think about that, you talk about kids, I relate to that myself. I have three kids and I get angry sometimes because I look at their eating habits or things that they do, and I'm like, you guys eat like shit or you do things, and then
Yeah.
I'm like, but bitch, what did you do?
That
That's
part.
it, right? And
Why
that's
are
our
you
control
mad
right
when
now.
they learned your shit? They learned their shit
That's
from
it.
you.
For sure.
So setting the example, like me being able to say, like, you need to try, they're not going to try if I'm not trying.
That's it. That's
They're
exactly it.
going to model
Yep.
everything they do off of what they see from me. So if I'm not doing the most, they're not either. And I
That's
can't
right.
be mad at that.
Nope.
Exactly.
Nope. Our kids
So
are
I
reflections
love
of
that.
us, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
So,
and it sucks sometimes. Sometimes you want to kick them in
mm-hmm.
the teeth, and then you have to stop and be like, okay, but
Yep.
you're the one that actually needs the kick in the teeth. So
100%. 100%.
Just
Yep.
mirror behaviors. That's it. That's all they
Mm-hmm.
do.
yes.
Thank you for that, Rob. I appreciate that. And I am going to touch on some of the things you guys said. I just want to give Murph an opportunity to tell us the story. And I know your story, Murph, because you've been on some of the panels with me. But if you wouldn't mind sharing with some of the folks who are just joining us here in the chat, your story.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you, and thanks for having us. Um, yeah, my story is similar to Rob's, and that's why we connected, and we've gotten along so well, and decided to do the whole waiting table thing, and then we brought Shay in, and anyways,
And made
Biggest
it
mistake.
better. We know.
Biggest
We
mistake.
know
mistake
Oh no,
how
ever
she
much
really
made.
has.
better
No,
your
she really
lives
has. I
got
taught.
when you
Yep,
added Shay. We
it's
know.
true. It's very true. It's
If
very
they don't
true.
Yeah.
appreciate you, we will. I'm just saying.
Oh, we do. Oh, we do. Um,
Like siblings. We're like siblings. We always throw crap with each other. We love each
I
other.
love it, but also I'm gonna feed into it. Just
no, that's
appreciate
Yeah.
good.
or someone
That's
else
good.
will.
So, yeah, my name is Murph, Chris Murphy, but yeah, everybody just calls me Murph. And I've always been that guy that, the big guy battling with my weight and going up and down, just all through middle school, high school, and then out of high school, of course, into adulthood, and just never had a good relationship with food or eating habits. And
You guys.
I've always dealt with some sort of, comorbidities. Even at a younger age, I hurt my back, and that followed me for a good 15 years until I got to the point where um, dealing with the depression and I just kept eating and eating and eating. I'd lost a loved one back in 2015, and spiraled into this really dark place. And got up to my highest recorded weight was 464 pounds, and my wife and I, we feel like I was probably more than that, probably pushing 480 or so. Um,
Wow,
and I'd gotten
okay.
sick. I'd gotten really sick, and lost some weight while I was sick, and came a little too close to death. And um, it was a bad place. I went to the doctor, and he said, "You're not going to make it to your 40th birthday if you don't have bariatric surgery." And he gave me this pamphlet, and he just went straight for it. He just like, you need this, and it's going to save your life, and if you do it right, it's going to save your life. And this was when I was like 37, just turning 38. So I had 2 years, to live, and I said, all right, yeah, enough is enough. And was sleeping in a recliner. I slept in a recliner for 3 years. Um, I couldn't walk or stand for more than 5 to 10 minutes at a time. Um, we'd go places. I'd have to get the scooter, the little mobile scooter at the store, or I'd have a walking stick or a cane. I'd have to sit down and constantly looking for benches and chairs. And, I couldn't stand. My legs were, you know, uh, huge and swollen. I was just really, it was taking a toll on my body. And so the whole process took about 9 months for me to get approved and have the surgery, and within that time, I'd lost 120 pounds,
It's
just by
amazing.
changing my diet and walking a little bit.
And to
Um,
clarify, that's pre-op. You lost
yeah,
120.
yeah,
Wow, Murph,
yeah.
amazing.
I knew that I wanted what it was going to take. I knew my life was going to change. Um, so I might as well start now. And so I started making those changes right then and there, and lost 120 pounds, 100, and then the last 20 came off when I started the liquid diet, the 2 week liquid diet, and I'd lost another 20.
Can't
Um,
have nothing
and
nice, can we?
yeah, right. And so going into surgery, I weighed 344 pounds, and now I'm at like 175, maintaining it at
That's
175 and feeling
amazing.
great. Yeah.
So, you mentioned 175. Was that the goal? Did you have a goal?
No.
They didn't set a goal for me at my surgeon's office. And I came in at my 6 month appointment. I was like, everybody on TikTok says there's a goal and I don't have one, and I feel some type of way about it. And they were like, calm down, first of all. Second of all, there's not a goal. Glad you noticed that. Most people don't. So I now find it interesting to ask people, did you have a set goal by your surgeons, or were they just, and that's what my surgeon told me at my 6 month appointment. We just want you to be healthy. We don't care how much you weigh.
Yeah.
We want your ranges to be back to normal. We want to know
Yeah.
that your heart health is doing well, things like that. So, was that a goal you set for yourself? Was that something they set for you, or is that just kind of where you ended up and you're happy there? How do you feel?
They didn't set a goal for me. I
Okay.
would go in for my appointments and they would just say that I'm doing well and everything looks good, and my progression, my weight loss progression was moving along, and but I had set a goal for myself.
Excellent.
I wanted to hit Wonderland. I wanted to hit 199
Okay.
um before my 1 year surgiversary, or my 40th birthday. I wanted to hit 199, and I did.
I love
I
that you
hit it.
gave yourself grace though, and that and I want to recognize that because I think that sometimes we're like so set on one thing. I have to do it by 1 year. And you said, or by my 40th. And I
Yeah.
think that's so important to give yourself grace. So I'm so glad you did that for yourself and gave yourself room to say, hey, if I don't make it by this, I'm not a failure. It just means I
Yeah.
have a little further to go. And we
Yeah.
discount that sometimes. So
Yeah.
just want to recognize that. I love that.
Thank you. Yeah, and my surgery was July 20th, July 20th. My birthday's August 4th.
Okay.
Um, and I got to 199 um, at the end of May, beginning of June, I think. I'd really kind of slayed it. And so I was really
I
happy
Yeah,
about
man.
that.
love
And
that.
and then I just kept losing, and I was like, whoa, wait a minute. And am
Yeah.
I like, how do I stop this now? And I just kept losing and losing and losing. And so now, I'm down another 24 pounds, and I'm comfortable. I got down to 167 because according to BMI and the doctor, 164 should be my, where I should be at, according to my BMI. And it would have been cool to see, 300 pounds lost on the scale.
Yeah.
I got to 167, and I wasn't happy with my body, and I could have pushed for that 3 more pounds. I could have done it, um, but I didn't like it. I didn't like what my face looked like. I didn't.
I
I
love
looked.
that though.
So
I
I was like,
love
forget
that
it.
you say like, for me, I'm 5 foot half an inch tall, right? So like my range is like 91 pounds to like 135, right? When I asked my doctor, they were like, so they didn't give me a goal, but I was at 140 at 6 months.
Right.
And I said, like, is okay, you didn't give me a goal, but is there something that I shouldn't go past, or something that if I hit a certain weight, we're like, hey, we may need to reevaluate what direction we're going. And they said, we don't want you to be past 120. So I've stopped about 123, right? Which is fine. But I stop and I think like, um, if I got lower than that, how bad I would look. Like I wouldn't feel good, right? And so there's something to be said about being in your goal weight.
Hmm.
At
Yeah.
123, I'm the thinnest I've ever been. And while that's fine, I wasn't unhappy at 140. If I had never lost another pound,
So,
I would have been okay. And actually, I was probably more comfortable at 140 than at 123, which is something we don't talk about a lot. But like, I've got some saggier bits now, okay? The boobies aren't boobieing. They're tennis balls and tube socks. I talk about it all the time. It's fine. It is what it is. Apparently, they look like a math equation from some other bariatric patients, but that's fine. Um, but there's something to be said about just because you have a range, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that that's where you're comfortable or where you're
Yeah.
happy. And that is okay. As long as you're
Yeah.
healthy,
Yeah.
yeah.
as long as you are your heart health, you're working out, you're doing what you need to do, you don't have to hit a number.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
always tell people? So I think early on, there's so much focus on that number because, hey, we're coming from the place of, I used to be almost 400 pounds. I was 390. Murph was way over 450. You said 460, 470, right, Murph?
464 was
And
my
so, like,
highest. Yeah.
right. So we're at those places where the number it sticks out so much because that's really defined a lot of us, right? And so I think early on, and especially when we're looking at the success rate based on bariatric surgery in the clinics, it is based on numbers, right? It's based on data and facts and all that. Very quickly, though, it ended up being, to me, what I always tell people I think they should have as their goal, and that's happiness, right? Because here's the thing. I can weigh myself today, and in 10 minutes, that weight can go up. So, does that mean my happiness has to go down? I can drink a glass of water, I can have a tablespoon of salt, I can have sugar, and all these things will change my weight. That shouldn't change your happiness, right? And so, I always tell people, like, happiness should be the goal because what does that mean to you? That could mean I look a specific way. You even said, right, in terms of your weight and your BMI. Um, I look at a picture of me when I got to 160. So I got down to 168. And I look at that picture, and if you told 400-pound Rob, hey, you're going to be 168 pounds, that guy would be like, frig, yeah, that's my goal. Then I look at that picture, and I'm like, wow, that guy was sick. And I look at that picture, and I remember as I was going through this, I was like, yes, I'm 168. Now that I'm almost the same, I'm saying I'm 178 now, and I look at how I look now versus then, this is my goal. This is my goal as soon as I got to the point where it wasn't about that number. It was to look this way, to feel confident, to be happy with my health, to be happy with my journey. That's
Yeah.
what the goal should be because at the end of the day, this whole thing, this journey, this transformation is not about the number. It's about the life that we're living, right? And
Yes.
that is what it should come down to.
Why
And
I
it's
love
hard.
that you said that because it's something you guys bring up a lot on your waiting table. You guys always mention those NSVs, right? We get so caught up with the numbers, and I love that you guys ask your audience, what are some NSVs? Because we do need to acknowledge those things. A lot of times the scale doesn't tell the full story. For women, our weight fluctuates all the time, right? Men as well. You can be having a bad day and you or be
Yeah.
retaining water and your weight is going to be something different. So I love that you guys acknowledge those NSV. And with that thought in mind, what are some of your NSVs? What were like maybe your first ones? Because for me, if I had to share, it would definitely be just having a neck. Like I know that sounds silly,
Yeah.
but I'm
No,
like,
for sure.
well, I have one of those. Like, and the collarbone thing,
I
that
was
was
just
like a
gonna
big
say
deal for me.
collarbones for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I want to recognize too, a lot of times what brought us to bariatric surgery wasn't necessarily the number on the scale. Because if you ask me, Anna, what was the moment that you were like, bitch, get your life together? You know what it
Hmm.
was? When I almost didn't fit in a roller coaster with my son.
Mm.
Yes. It wasn't the number, it was that
It was
experience,
not the number. It was the
right?
fact that my hips were 56 inches almost around
Yeah.
and I'm only 60 inches tall. Okay. Like, and yes, those are numbers, but it wasn't my number on the scale. It was the
Yeah.
fact that I almost missed a core memory with my son
Hmm.
because I couldn't do what I needed to do. And so when we focus, and it's hard because doctors are so focused on our number on the scale, we get sucked into it. But when we shift our mindset from, I didn't get here because I was worried about being, I was only max 235. Yes, I'm short, but that's not 460 pounds. Let's be realistic here. But my hips were 56 inches around, and I almost missed a core
Mhm.
memory with my son. That's what brought me here. So that is where NSVs become so. If Barry Mother don't stop it, she told me she was gonna get me all because I do this to her all the time. I love you, Barry Mother, but she gets me every time. But realistically, that's what brought me here was a scale defeat, a non-scale defeat is
Uh-huh.
what brought me to being a bariatric patient. And now I do need to shift from that number on the scale because that doesn't
Yeah.
validate me. But you know what? I can run after my kids and I can jump on the trampoline with them and I can get on
Yeah.
the flipping roller coaster and not have to worry about it.
So for
That's
you,
worth any number.
That's what's important to me.
what was it for you, Shay? What was your NSV?
So my biggest one, I kind of mentioned in the beginning, like I went into this because I wanted my fertility health to be there. And so for me, the boys are going to love that I'm bringing this up right now, but it was having
Everywhere. Oh my God.
I know. It was having a regular cycle, being able to have like a period like regularly. I know they're like laughing because I always bring this up and I love how uncomfortable it makes them. I'm like, when your daughters are old enough, you guys are going to have so much more information now because of me. So you're welcome.
Yeah,
But it's
100%.
such
It's great.
no, but it's such a big deal because I have polycystic ovarian syndrome, PCOS, which I know is a common overlap with a lot of people in the bariatric community. And so my whole life I never had a regular period where it's like, I would have it every month. It wasn't like that for me. So having my hormones regulated to where it was like, oh my gosh, no wonder I was so miserable all the time. It's like I wasn't having like the normal hormonal fluctuations that I was supposed to be having. So that's been a huge NSV for me. Just like how not just like physically how I'm feeling, but I guess hormonally is also physically, but that's been a huge NSV for me. And it's also a huge NSV because it makes the boys get really uncomfortable when I talk about it. So it's like,
Biggest. Biggest.
That's literally at the top of my list. I love that. And I like how they were all just like, okay. What about for you, Rob? What was one of your NSVs coming into this?
Um, I would say so. I won't say my biggest one. I just say my most recent because I think like we all share a lot of the other ones in terms of like the seatbelt thing. I remember when we went to the JBYs, all of us were sort of taking pictures of the seatbelt one on the airplane because that's traumatizing, right? Like I remember whispering to the flight attendant to ask for an extender. I remember the look of fear on people's face as they walk down the aisle and they wonder if they're going to be sitting beside you. All those things we all have done, we've all experienced. So the biggest one for me, I shared on a post, I think it was yesterday. So I'm currently training for a transformation bodybuilding competition, and I had someone come up to me in the gym and interrupt me very politely, and he had asked me, he had started talking to me, and he was saying how he's seen me work out in the gym previously, and he said that him and his other friends, and this guy is a young built guy, guys that I'd look at and be like, yeah, these guys know what they're doing, they're in good shape, and him and his friends who train together, and horribly I've judged them quietly in my head before, but he had said that they talk about what their goal physiques are, and sort of they've looked at people within the gym, and this guy told me that I was his goal physique,
Wow.
and I was flabbergasted, I was speechless because at the end of the day, in my head, I'm still that guy. I'm still the 390-pound guy, and as much as I know and I acknowledge that I've made this change, part of my brain's still stuck there, right? So part of my brain is always the guy looking at all these other people at the gym and being like, I would love to do that. I would love to do that. I'd love to get to this guy. And that was the first moment where I was like, holy shit. Can I say shit? I said
Yeah,
shit. Sorry.
for it.
Shit.
I say fuck, so you say what you want to.
He almost did earlier, and I could tell he like restrained himself.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I said something like an old man would say. But I was like, holy crap! Like I am that guy to some of these people, and so for me that was a big NSV, just because um, obviously all the work that I've been putting in, but not on top of that. But it's the realization that who I am now can't just be dictated by my past. It's all the work that I've put in right now and over the past 3 years that's gotten me here, and that's who I am. It's not that other person. That's part of it,
I
but
love
that's not
that.
who I am. Yeah.
And that's actually interesting because I think a lot of people don't recognize that men also experience body dysmorphia, right? Because it's like
Yeah.
it's more commonly spoken about within like the women community or the women bariatric community. But I like that you said that because I think a lot of times we don't acknowledge the fact that you still see yourself at your old weight, even though we don't see
Mm-hmm.
that. A lot of this is a mind fuck, right? Like with this,
100%.
it's like you're constantly like, am I who I am? Like you don't even know who you are anymore. Like it's a
Yep.
whole new person you have to like reconcile with. So I like that you said that because I think a lot of guys don't have the opportunity to have that voice and to say like, look, I still feel like my old self. I don't always see what everyone else sees, and that's powerful in and of itself. Just recognizing that. So I appreciate you saying that because it is important to note that even guys experience body dysmorphia. It's not just a uniquely woman issue because I know they like to blame us for stuff, but men experience it too, guys. So just putting that out there. Thanks for sharing that, Rob.
Appreciate
Bruce.
it.
Yep. Yeah, mine is very similar to what you were just talking about, Anna, about roller coasters.
Yeah.
I'm a thrill seeker, and I just want to be active with my kids, and I want to ride roller coasters. And now my kids are at that age where I've got teenagers. We have 7 kids. I don't know if I said that earlier, but I mean I've got 7 reasons for being
How many
healthy.
kids? Did you say
This
seven?
many,
This
Yeah.
7,
Yeah.
I'm
one,
7.
stressed
Yeah,
two,
tonight, Murph.
and this just
That's Murph after dark right there. It's right
Right?
that is
there.
a lot of that's a lot of children.
it is. It is. So we're a blended family.
Okay,
And
that makes more sense though.
Yeah, yeah, and but the majority of them are here full time, and and we do a lot of things together. We do a lot of family events together, and we go
I
places.
love
And one
that.
of the places that we hadn't gone to in 10 years was Cedar Point because I'm the one that wants to ride every single ride, and I'm the one paying for the trip. So I'm not going to pay for this trip, for me to not ride rides. And so,
That's
um, and so we actually went last summer, and I got to ride every single roller coaster with my kiddos and take
I
those
love
pictures,
that.
and it was awesome. That I didn't need an extender. I didn't feel scared or worried that I was
Did
going
you
to break the
buy
ride.
every roller coaster picture that you
No, I
could?
just, I just, I
You
just
know
took
the
a
one that
picture.
you.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just took a picture of the
You're the
picture,
one
and
that the employees yell at,
Clearly,
like, you're not allowed to
clearly,
take
that's
I'm
yeah.
not smart enough to just do that. I'd be like, let me buy the picture.
Yeah, no, no. But so that is a huge. That was my first real big non-scale victory. Since then, um, being able to work uh, the past year and in an ER, I work in an emergency room, and like today, I walked over 5 miles, barely sat
Wow.
down, did a lot of lifting, did a lot of moving, did a lot of um, just a lot of things that I would never been able to do. So it's like every day, just going to work, just waking up, it's a non-scale victory, and just love this new life. Like that, I can't complain about anything except that body dysmorphia. That is really, really, it messes with your head, and that's there's a struggle there,
Absolutely.
and there, but would I have bariatric surgery again?
Hmm.
Yeah, I would have it again and again and again and again and again
I don't
because
care
you
if
got to
my
deal with those
boobies
things.
look like a math equation. I'd do it all over again.
You're here, we're here, and yeah,
that part.
Because
And
with clothes on, you would never know.
that
yeah,
part. Now
And
I
how often do I walk around naked? Not enough for anybody to
all the
know.
time. I mean,
well,
Yeah, we can relate.
well,
Well,
I get random pictures from her, so you guys don't know the half of it.
y'all, I
Um,
just need to tell you one day I sent her a picture and it was just my belly hanging. And
I'm,
she goes,
I'm like, what
"Bitch,
is
is that
that?
the side of your couch?"
I didn't know
mother
what it
couch is
was.
So
nice.
if you want to DM me your phone number and get unsolicited, terrible
No, girl,
bariatric body
you
pictures,
saved that for OnlyFans. Get paid
and
for that. Don't
That's
offer it
it. Get paid for
free.
that.
That
can
part.
I do that?
Yeah,
I
you
feel like
can.
So
That's how I pay my
I wanna brag
mortgage.
on you
It's
guys
good.
just a little bit if you guys would just let me. But
yes.
shout out to y'all and the JBY Awards. Okay, can we give them a little love in the chat? Because louder for the bitches in the back. How was that feeling? Okay, he brought out the
Look,
award.
not only
I love
Murph, you
that,
that.
got
y'all
I love
let
yours.
him
that for
keep
you
that
guys.
forever.
Did y'all? Were you guys shocked? Were you guys like super
Yeah,
ecstatic?
I mean
Which
I'm
one of
still
the
it's
shocked.
dudes
such an
fainted?
honor. Uh, I cried a lot. I didn't faint, but I cried a
Okay,
lot. Hashtag real men cry.
real
That's
men
okay.
cry.
That's
Okay.
right.
Shay
Um,
probably didn't cry, but we're not going to talk about it.
No, I'm
it
still
was
like shocked. It's crazy.
still
I
processing it.
love that.
It's
Mhm.
crazy.
Yeah. Well,
Look,
it's
it
just
was
Seeing the
wild. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Murph. I don't mean to be cutting you off. I'm just
no,
excited.
yeah, no, it's super exciting because we got to meet for the first time, all three of us together in DC at the airport. That was the first time we'd met, and then we got in
Oh,
an Uber together,
wow.
and then we spent, 4 days together at an Airbnb and got to experience this whole event. Like it's been what, 2 months?
Uh-huh.
I'm still processing. I can't believe like,
I love.
I'm still waiting on one of my trophies to come in, but
I
um,
like
it's been amazing. It's been wild.
Oh, that's beautiful. You guys deserve it. And I definitely was like kind of low key stalking y'all pages. I was like, look at those. Oh, I love seeing people in our community
We're
doing
always watching.
always, not in a creepy kind of way, but
Oh,
like
I
a
love
little bit.
it. No, that's
I'm all
awesome.
about that.
I also, for those who don't know, Shay be cooking out here in these streets. I don't know if y'all know, but she's be out here like concocting stuff, and I'm like, I don't know, girl, but it looks good.
I
Uh,
know you gotta try it. Well, so just like before even having bariatric surgery, I've always loved cooking. And I love coming up with recipes like because we all have comfort food or things that we grew up having. A lot of those for me were like casseroles and things that maybe aren't like the most nutritionally dense. And so I love taking those elements and making healthy things. So that's been a fun journey with
Absolutely.
TikTok doing stuff like that. I've had a lot of fun. So you got to try the bone broth hot chocolate. That spaghetti squash from last week was so
that
good. You'll
looks
have
so
to.
good.
It did look good. It looks so, so good. And I love to cook as well. It's kind of with the aesthetic, but also I just like cooking. And I love being able to make things that my family can enjoy as well as me because listen, I may look like this, but I ain't cooking everybody a separate dinner. Let's be honest. All right. It's not going to happen. So I love that you're providing recipes that are like, easy but relatable and you can make anybody can make them and you can serve them to your families. That's so so valuable. And like, can you ever have too many recipes?
Never ever.
Never.
So,
Never.
what's next for the waiting table? What does 2024 look like for the waiting table?
Go
I
ahead.
saw eyebrows.
I know. I'm like, we got lots of stuff we're
Tell
cooking up.
us more.
I
Rob,
want
you
the
tell
tea.
tell
Tell
them about
us.
like our project we're working on because that'll be for 2024. That's a fun one.
Yeah. So this is probably the biggest thing that we've ever had under had undertaken. But essentially, we had Get Fit with D. While he was in here earlier, we had Get Fit with D on one of our episodes. I'm going to tell the whole story. Sorry, guys. Um,
We love it.
we had a
We like
discussion.
all the information.
we generally get off there and then we just start, shooting the SHI. That is it?
The shit, we got it.
All right, cool. You got me. Um,
She says fuck, it's okay. She knows. And you're in the AirPods.
talking, and we were going to take all these weird pictures in DC, and then somehow it ended up becoming an inappropriate conversation about how we were going to take pictures in speedos all over DC, and we're like, oh, we need to sell this as a calendar, and then we started thinking, why don't we actually sell it as a calendar? And then it ended up being more of not inappropriate and involving
More
other.
because of Rose prompting, let's be honest.
I was disappointed.
So no one's bathing in protein shakes, is what you're saying to me.
I wish.
Not this year. Not this year. But next year there's hope.
There's not still hope. It's not over yet, guys. Come on. We can make it happen.
My grandmother would be so disappointed. I can't do it. She would be. She watches
You know
all that
what?
stuff,
What
and
grandma
she'd be
doesn't know doesn't hurt her. All right.
That's until she gets to February and sees the goods,
Exactly.
So we ended up talking with the OSLP ladies, and we said we have all these great bariatric men at the Just Be You Awards. We have specialists who have supported us. What if we sell these calendars and raise money to give to someone who can't afford bariatric surgery? Because we know how much it's done.
I love that.
So we ended up taking pictures with some great specialists, some surgeons, bariatric surgeons, my plastic surgeon, and some great bariatric men in our community. And we contacted the WLSFA, Weight Loss Surgery Foundation of America, who does grants to provide surgery for people. And they've named a grant after the waiting table. Because we are going to be moving forward, taking donations. Right now, 50% of our merch is going towards WLSFA. When we open our Patreon, 50% of that I think for the rest of the year is going to go towards WLSFA. And we have all the proceeds for the calendar sales will go towards giving this person surgery. And we met the person on Wednesday. And we have worked with our surgeons. So Dr. Fridley in Florida, who was also at the JBYs, I had talked with him. He is going to do the surgery for us, for this candidate. We've worked with other people in our community.
For free. I just want to clarify that he's donating the surgery.
That's
And we work
amazing.
with companies in the bariatric community. And they will be providing support after the surgery for a year to help make sure that this person doesn't just get the surgeries, they're successful with it and they're part of the community. So yeah, we met with this person on Wednesday. She's going to be on the show on the 22nd, and it's going to change her life and this community. Like, you guys have all
Love that.
to get to 1,000 followers, right? Imagine what we could do to save this person's life.
Wow.
And that is, I don't know, for us, that's the most important thing, right? That's the commitment that we have to this community. And so, yeah.
I love that.
There's so much power in community, and I think that a lot of people don't realize the impact the bariatric community has. Like, a lot of people don't have supportive home. A lot of people don't have that continuity of care. Maybe they had surgery in another state or in another country, and they don't have that continuity of care. So this community has honestly saved a lot of lives, even for myself. I was kind of like Shay. I was looking for someone who I could relate to, so I came to TikTok. I thought TikTok was just for pop locking and lip singing music. Honest to God, like, I thought it was just like for kids. And then here I am, and I'm like, no, my kid's like, "What are you doing on TikTok, Mom?" And I'm like, mind your business. First of all, second of all, I'm grown.
Why are my nephews like, you have how many followers? People like you like that? And I'm like, I even go live and they show up.
But
They're like,
honestly,
what?
guys,
Really?
I think it's important what you guys are doing, and I really truly commend you guys, because you guys didn't even know each other till the other day. Like, you literally just met each other, but you guys have
Amazing.
such a huge impact. You bring great guests. If you guys haven't started following the waiting table, which y'all should have already, I'm just saying, but if you haven't started following the waiting table, make sure you follow them here and on Instagram and on YouTube. And don't forget to follow the Very Intentional Chat. We still got to work on building up our following there too. So make sure you follow. We're in the chat as well. So definitely, before we go, because we're coming to the end of our time here, for those
Which
folks,
this went way too fast. So we're going to have to do a part two at some
definitely
point. Just,
If only we
not
had a
enough
podcast to
time.
cover
you
I
something.
know.
know, just tell us when and where. I'll show up with
Definitely.
bells on.
I want
That
you girls
part.
on. That'd be so fun.
But
No,
for
we
the
really appreciate you guys coming, sharing your time, sharing, because time is so valuable. Shar and I were just talking about that earlier, how valuable people's time are. And so we appreciate not just one of you, but all three of you taking your time out, coming, sharing not only with the community, but then extra time to come share with us is so wonderful and so invaluable. And we really, really do truly appreciate you guys and what you're doing. And we're here. Y'all tell me where I need to send the money for my calendar.
There you
Oh
go.
yeah,
We want
pre-orders
I,
are
to
coming
see
soon.
you
I was
guys.
just gonna
And
ask.
I'm just saying, if anybody wants to do a pinup calendar,
That's it.
I'm ready.
I'm
Mine's
down.
gonna be the after dark version of it, so that might do. We can probably do two surgeries if I do a calendar. So just saying, where can they find the calendar, guys, so that everyone can go and support?
Yes.
That's it.
Is the link in the bio?
So not quite yet. We are working on it. It will be on WLSFA's website. We're just kind of doing some fine tuning, getting some stuff together. So we will be sharing all about it when everything's live. There's going to be a pre-order link, all of that. So yeah, it'll be in our description when we get that up,
Great.
but it's
So
coming.
when you guys do get that, please don't hesitate to share it with us so that we can also share it with everybody in our community. Even though they cross, it doesn't mean that everybody always sees everything. So we're happy to support and love
When
on
you
you
guys
guys. It's
when you guys start
amazing.
seeing Rob's thighs just like fill our grids everywhere, that's how you'll know it's time.
I'm just waiting for Rob to end this night with some
Um,
thoughts. That's
I
kind
have
of where
one
I was
last
going.
question.
Yeah, wait a minute.
Since White Boy Winter is coming, where is our Jack Harlow videos? If you guys are going to be thoughts in a calendar, you should do a Jack Harlow video.
It's on the list. Do it.
I'm Vanilla Baby. Just saying.
Not good, guys. All fight all day.
Nothing? Shay, get them on that. White Boy
I have
Winter
no
has to
idea what
go.
you're
I
talking
have
about.
to.
I'm
They're old
Murph,
men,
you
so I
don't know
have to
about
ease
White
them
Boy
into it.
Winter?
I'm
Hey,
still
how
I have
catching
no
up
idea.
too.
All
It's
right,
No.
you guys, it's fine. I will send you the videos because I am shamelessly sending everyone Rubik's Cube guy.
Perfect.
and for you guys in the chat
You'll find out.
next week Sunday, you guys know we're live every Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time. We are going to have an all-male panel of bariatric men. And it's good. It's good. So make sure you
I
tune
love
in.
that. And I also want to plug in, I talked to Bariatric Bro, who is also associated with Bariatric Society. And we were talking about men in the community. So again, you guys, you're so, so important to this community. And we were talking about the Bariatric Society and how they've gradually grown more people, more, not people, men specifically. So next year's goal is 100 bariatric men at the bariatric retreat for Bariatric Society. It will be in
San
San
Diego.
Diego.
Diego. There was a San. I wasn't sure if it was Frisco or Diego, but here we are. Okay, so we plan on being there, but also we would love to see our bariatric men be there. Murph, are you guys? What are you guys doing? We're gonna see
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I
I know
Yeah.
I'm
love
gonna
that.
be there. I
So
want to be there.
Yes.
absolutely love to see our men show up. I'm so, so proud of the vulnerability you guys are willing to share in the community because I know it's not easy, one, being a man and being vulnerable, but then being a bariatric patient on top of that. So, our goal is to absolutely get 100 men to our retreat at the Bariatric Society next year. And we have wonderful start to the game. So, please recognize how wonderful, and women, we need to support our bariatric guys. We need to encourage them and continue to create a space where they can share and participate. So just want to say that we do have our all men's panel, as Bestie said. Please join us. We thank you guys so much for coming and showing out for us. Cannot wait for the calendar.
Yeah.
And women, please support our men in our community. It's very, very vital. They need a space to show up, and we appreciate you guys for doing that every single day, and Shay for putting up with them.
Yeah, they're awesome. I love you guys.
Thank you, everyone. Until next time, we'll see you then. Thanks for
Bye.
having
Thank
us.
you.
Thank you,
Bye.
guys. Have a good
Love
night,
you guys.
everyone.
Thank you.